I'm Aaron Gallo.
I'm Marty Hogan.
And I'm Eric Berry.
And we're from the Starfleet Escape podcast. And you're listening to another great Four-Eyed Radio product. For more shows, check out foureyedradio.com.
Hey listeners, Eric here, also known as Trekkie B47, from the Starfleet Escape podcast and the Ranger Command Power Hour. The more phenomenal episode you're about to listen to is brought to you by Raven Designs, illustration and design that fit your personality. For samples and inquiries, visit ravencruise.com.
All right, everybody, what's up? I'm Nancy. Across from me is the most non-frustrated, amazing...
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Kevin Elliott. Boy, did I just have an episode.
I'm not letting that tantrum go, Kev. I'm not.
I have the greatest son. It used to be in the world. Now I'm just thinking maybe the greatest son in my house. Because I'm not a good guy. And I'm a son. And then there's my son. So he's probably better than me. He doesn't listen sometimes.
At least he's good looking.
He's got his own personality, which a lot of parents say. And I'm starting to figure out what that means.
That means he's
his own asshole.
That just means they're not good.
Yeah. Nah, he actually was out. He's been great. We had a bit of a spat.
I like your son.
He's great, right?
He's nice.
Most of the time he's great.
He's really cute. He's good at stuff.
He's great at stuff.
Okay, well, let me tell you, from experience, when they hit 10, because I now have a 10-year-old as of yesterday.
She's hot.
It doesn't get any better.
Dude, I feel bad about myself. I don't want to say that. Yeah.
You should. It doesn't get any better. They don't listen better. They don't behave better. They're just bigger and naughtier. So. Whatever.
Yeah, more language.
But here we are now.
Yeah, here we are now. He is not in the studio, taking a nice big fresh breath of air. But I miss him already. That's the thing. That's the thing.
I don't miss mine already.
He drives me crazy sometimes, and then 2 seconds away from him, I miss him like crazy. I love that kid beyond belief.
He's cute.
But enough about him and my struggles as a single parent.
And a human being.
Oh, man. So, yeah, thanks again for listening, guys. Thanks for coming back. Hope you enjoyed last week's episode with Mike Moses Kennedy and all his conspiracy theories.
Ooh, that was a fun one.
Crazy.
I like that.
It's kind of got me into thinking about conspiracy theories. I'm not digging into them, but when somebody brings it up, I'll listen.
The second it interrupts your nap, that's it. Stop thinking.
Don't bother me doing my nap.
Can I jump in before I get introduced?
Yeah, dude.
The story of him getting laid because that girl thought he was Mark Mulder is goddamn hilarious.
The voice you hear now is Joe Salinas. He's our guest this week. What's up, Joe?
Hi, everyone.
Joe's a big baseball fan, so the Mark Mulder probably hit home.
Yeah, it did. Yep. Well, he said Tim Hudson at first. I was like, there's no way he got mistaken for Tim Hudson.
Right.
But Mark Mulder's like, okay.
When you see him clean cut, it's like,
He's so funny because I accepted his friend request, or I think I requested him on Facebook. I can't remember. And when his profile picture came up, he's got like long hair. It looks like it's blowing in the wind. Like he looks like something out of, I don't know, some sexy calendar or something.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Gross.
He looks like Jesus. He does.
He does, like a sexy Jesus, though. Not like a good, clean cut Jesus. Like sexy Jesus.
Not like Jesus about to die. Jesus.
No, like a fit,
when he was flourishing.
Happy, healthy
Carpenter.
Jesus.
Yeah,
just
Carpenter
crushing
Jesus.
That's right. Carpenter Jesus.
Just crushing
My kind of
cabinets.
Jesus.
The guy was incredible.
Lumberjack.
Okay. You can follow me on Twitter at Kevin_Elliott. Kevin Elliott, if you're listening to this.
Die already.
I listen to the podcast every week, so I hear this whole spiel every week about the guy who has Kevin Elliott.
Fuck that. Let's hire Mike Kennedy to find Kevin Elliott.
He's in Canada. I know where the guy is.
He's that good. We're going to hire him.
I know where he is. I know what he does for a living. I know things about him. He just won't respond.
Do you know that he's still living, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's frustrating.
Does he post
Because they're
anything?
friends on Facebook.
Nothing? Oh, wow.
No,
I was going to say, Jesus.
But that's the next step. At Kevin. And you know what? He doesn't even spell his name the same way that I do.
He spells it wrong.
Well, he has 2 T's at the end. I just have the one.
Wrong. And you still can't get the name?
No. It's his. He's got it. He hasn't posted for 2 years. 2 and almost coming up on 3. This guy. Anyway, I tweet him every day. I do. And I say, just checking in.
Good morning.
Doing my daily check-in.
Has anyone fallen and they can't get up?
He was just squatting on that Twitter handle just so you wouldn't get it.
Squatter.
I bet
his posts are so shitty. Back then, they were about business and stuff. That's why I know what he does.
It's like lowbrow hashtag war stuff.
Guy's hilarious. Just killing it. Excuse me. One thing I need to correct from last week. House of Comedy from the 26th to the 28th. Not anymore. It's just the 28th that I'm there. So Sunday the 28th at 7 o'clock, I think, with Brant. Everybody go to that show, dude. It's going to be killer. I think tickets are only $15. So go to it. We're going to literally probably just make you laugh really hard. And then have a good time and drinking and partying and stuff, because that's what Brant and I do. So we have a good time. And then the Saturday before that, I think Stand Up Scottsdale with Sarah Tiana, who's awesome. And she's a sports fan. You don't find a lot of girls like that.
Me, the only social media that I'm on is Facebook. You can just type my name in, and my profile picture is a very douchey selfie that I took in the mirror. I said that like there's any other kind of selfie.
You couldn't be taking it.
I could have. I could just easily change it, but that's the lowbrow kind of stuff I bring.
For another time.
Yeah. On Thursday, January 15th, I will be at the Tempe Improv.
Yeah.
For the New Faces show. I need 10 people to show up.
When you do improv, how many minutes are you doing?
5. Just 5 minutes. Really stretching my legs out there. Really.
But the New Faces show, they pack like 20 comics in, and I think they just run, right? They just try and get through everybody.
Yep.
But they're fun shows. They
are.
Good.
I hope it's the ego boost that everyone says it is. Because it's a packed room. I mean, the shows you and I do, you have to pull some teeth to get laughs, and it would be.
It's hard to bomb in a full room.
Yeah, but let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can bomb in a full room.
Like where your head's
That's
at.
the goal.
And Nancy, nobody can see you.
No.
Okay.
And they can follow me at I forgot again. Nancy.
N. Garrigus.
N. Garrigus.
On Instagram.
I knew that.
On Instagram.
From listening to the show.
Oh my God.
At N. Garrigus on Instagram. Have you checked your follower count?
No, but it's like at 90 something, and I've only been on like 6 times, so that's pretty
good job.
People are doing it. So
I'm getting those followers little by little. You're
so
creeping.
Tonight, I think we should all take a selfie for my Instagram so I can update it, just so I have a reason to.
I'm going to bow out on that one.
Me and Salinas are going to do it. Joe and I are going to selfie that tonight.
Okay.
That's happening.
You guys have at it.
I
don't photograph.
93 followers. 93.
Good job.
Thank you.
And you were 86 when you signed up, something like that?
Yeah.
Look at you.
This is my profile right now on Instagram.
Your photo content is just mainly your dog?
Just my dog, yep.
Cool.
He's an asshole.
I used to have a profile picture of my dog, but it was her licking herself.
I saw that. That was incredible. That was gross.
Did it get flagged for inappropriate?
No, not at all.
That's why that guy won't give you his Twitter handle back. He's like, he's going to do shitty things with my name, and I'm not into it.
Don't say that.
Just
be on my side.
I am.
Doesn't sound like it.
Sorry. Oh, wait. Speaking of things on our phones, I sent Kevin a video tonight, and I was like, oh, check this video out. He's like, oh, God, finally, whatever. Like, he didn't want to check out the video.
I don't like watching. People send you like YouTube videos. I don't watch them.
Sure.
Did you like the video I sent you?
Yeah, it was freaking crazy.
What was it?
It was a dude riding his bike and like mountain biking, and he's got a GoPro on his head, and he's just riding along. And then, like, out of the right side, he glances, like, you see what he sees, because it's the GoPro or whatever, right? So he glances over to the right, and it's this gigantic grizzly bear running right at him.
Right, you could have mistaken it for, like, a large dog. It was a grizzly bear.
So then he starts, like, he doesn't make any noises. Like, no, I'd be like, oh, fuck. Like, you would hear me a lot during the bike ride.
Yeah.
He doesn't make any noises, but he must be pedaling his ass off. Because every, like, 10 seconds he looks back, and the bear is, like, full throttle running after him.
Jesus.
Yeah. And,
like, they're matched in speed.
But he's staying on the trail. Now the bear is staying on the trail. So then he rides, and then there's, like, a big tree branch in the way of the bike path. So the dude just ditches the bike, jumps off the bike, and runs into the forest.
Yeah.
Right? He gets behind a tree that's not... If a bear's chasing you, I wouldn't be like, that's the tree I'm hiding behind.
Bears can climb trees.
Yeah. He didn't even try. He got behind a tree about the width of, I don't know, Kate Hudson.
Yeah.
Like, he could still be seen. So he gets behind this tree, and then he looks around the tree, and the bear's just standing there, like, looking. Like, he stopped and got off, too. It was like, where'd the fucking guy go? And then you just hear, boom, a big shot in the background because somebody's hunting. And the bear was like, oh, I'm getting out of here.
That had nothing to do with this current situation.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's what saved him.
Dude would have been eaten by a bear.
Jesus.
Yeah, and we would have gotten to see it on video, but
Chased
instead we
him
see the
down
bear
on
walk
his
away.
Bike. That was pretty cool.
I didn't know bears
crazy.
could run that fast.
Oh,
No, they're
bears
really
are
fast.
way
No idea.
fast.
I'm
They
very
swim
dumb,
fast,
so I don't know
run
anything.
fast, and they climb trees really fast. So you're
Man,
not
they're like
safe.
the total package.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, dude. They're
Triple
awesome.
threat.
They can do everything.
They don't
Triple
care
threat.
about how big they are.
They
They're like,
ride
dude, yeah, I'm fat, dude.
unicycles,
Watch
they
me rub
tap
my
dance.
belly.
They're like football players.
They really are.
They can just do everything.
Could you imagine if the Bears had actual grizzly
Bear.
bears
They'd
as
be
their
a lot
offensive
better
line?
this year. They'd be a lot better.
They benched
Yeah.
Cutler. They did. They benched him.
Yeah,
They put
what
in
if
Jimmy
you
Clausen?
What if you did find out that bears could also throw footballs really well?
Dude, they'd be
They might.
unstoppable.
They can
could
do
run
But
a
it's
very-
probably, let's be real, it would be a polar bear
Yeah, it would. Yeah,
because they're white.
right.
Right? So they could chuck it.
Quarterbacks.
The brown bears, probably more offensive line. The black bears, wide receivers and running backs.
Grizzlies would be
Grizzlies, they're the coaches.
right.
Okay.
They're the down and dirty special teams guys
Right.
because they just grizzle down.
We're doing fantasy
Pandas,
football
they're coaches.
of bears this year. Just
Yeah.
the bears.
Yeah.
Is the koala a bear?
It's like kind of a rodent, maybe.
Is it?
Marsupial. It's a marsupial.
I don't know what that means.
That means they
neither.
carry their babies in their bellies, like
Like a
kangaroo.
kangaroo?
Yeah, they're a marsupial,
Like women.
like women.
Like
right.
women. Okay.
Okay. So
And
you're
I'm-
a marsupial.
A mammal / marsupial. I guess mostly
learning a
mammal.
lot
or a
here.
woman. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a woman. I'm gonna Google myself.
Okay,
See what comes
something
up.
else that just happened. We're recording this on Wednesday. It'll come out Sunday, so this will probably pass by then. But they just pulled the movie, The Interview, from theaters.
They pulled it.
Yeah,
Like just
Sony
didn't even
yanked
give it a chance.
because South Korea threatened, like,
Oh,
I thought
The
it was
US or some
That was
shit.
North Korea.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
okay.
is. I don't know which one's the good or bad. All of Korea, fuck 'em. Yeah, they yanked it, dude, because they didn't like the way it was portrayed that they wanted to kill the leader guy.
Yeah, but doesn't everyone want
Yeah.
to die?
what's his name?
Yeah.
Kim
Yep,
Jong.
that'll work.
Yep.
Close enough.
Kim, that sounds like an Asian name of some kind. Yeah. Go with that one.
He was telling me earlier, and I'm like, Young Kim? I couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy who blew
Yeah, the
2
old-
games in the World Series in 2001. Yeah, that guy.
They don't want him portraying anything bad against that guy.
They should have threatened the country then. Look, you're making our country look bad by putting them out there in the ninth inning.
Bench him. Bench warmers. Did you guys see bench warmers?
No, I
No.
didn't.
It's pretty funny.
I want to rant about that. You're a big sports fan.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge sports fan. Nancy doesn't know jack shit about sports, so I never get to talk about it.
I know a little bit about baseball.
But this
Great.
bothered me this morning. I won't watch SportsCenter anymore.
Me neither.
I'm done with it.
Okay.
ESPN, I'll watch because of the games, and the 30 for 30s was really good.
Yeah.
But
Those are on Netflix like 2 months later.
Yeah.
So you can just watch it there.
good call. But SportsCenter, I'm done. Turn on SportsCenter. There's 2 weeks left in the regular season for the NFL,
I already know where you're going.
Yeah?
with this. Yeah.
and they put out their first mock draft.
God damn it.
For
I knew it.
2015.
I knew you were going to say something like that.
Are you shitting me? They don't have the draft order yet.
Nope.
They don't know who's entering the draft
Turning
yet.
it into reality television.
Dude, and they're putting out their first mock draft. Now listen, this is my biggest rant of all. My biggest problem with it. Todd McShay and Mel Kiper Jr. are these experts, right? These are the guys that watch college football every day and analyze these players nonstop, and they have connections with the professional teams and their scouts and GMs and who they're going to draft. This, that, and the other. They start with mock draft 1.0. By the time the draft's here, it's mock draft 3098.7.
Yeah.
Right? Every day they put a new one out. When the draft happened last year, they got 2 right out of 32 in the first round. Not only did they not get fired, they got a raise. What other job can you get where you get 98% of your job wrong, and they're like, we're reading up another year? That was great. You're great.
I feel like, did you watch Bill Burr's new special?
Yeah.
He was talking about those people who sit down and watch the draft
Yes.
from beginning to finish. I feel like he could have just gone on a whole different rant about just the people who do the fucking mock drafts
He could.
Those people are just as bad.
I'm thinking about doing it now because it bothers me so much. But I can't make it funny. I'm just very angry.
Yeah, just very angry about it. You're too close to it, I think.
I think so. That's why. You know what? I can't do any real sports jokes.
Yeah.
Because I love it so much.
You're too passionate about it.
Yeah.
You're too passionate about it.
It pisses me off because I read some of them. I'm like, oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't I think of that? I can't. I just can't. So, all right. Let's get into you.
Great.
Joe Salinas.
I'm here to promote myself.
He's like, finally.
Where are you from?
I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
Everybody is from fucking Phoenix.
Phoenix.
You know what's funny? Phoenix is a transplant place where so many people live somewhere else and then move here.
Yeah.
But god damn it if we don't meet everybody that's lived here forever. Everyone. Yeah. So you've lived here your whole life.
Yeah.
Have you done a lot of traveling and stuff?
No, very, very rarely will I ever leave the state. Yeah, I've been to California a handful of times. I lived in Atlanta for like a week and a half.
Whoa, what happened there? Pump the brakes.
Okay, we'll pump the brakes.
This is interesting. A week and a half in Atlanta.
For those of you guys who don't know, I am a professional wrestler. I will be returning to the ring very soon. I don't have any. I don't
want to get into that.
Yeah, it's probably going to be in Tucson, and I know how much you guys hate Tucson. So
well,
I hate Tucson.
Real shithole that place.
It's Tucson.
But anyways, I'll be out there soon if you guys want to come watch. My first experience with training with pro wrestling was there was a school in Atlanta that was relatively cheap. And they had a living arrangement thing out there. And I moved out there after I graduated high school in about 2009. So it turns out,
a young buck.
Yeah, I was just a fucking dummy moving out there by myself. I didn't know anyone out there.
Sounds fun to me.
Yeah,
I love being by
well,
myself.
it wasn't as fun because it turns out people are very racist in Atlanta.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, and I was in this.
And you're not even black.
Yeah, that's it.
You have to. They're really racist towards black people.
Yeah, I think one of our comic friends would even say it was a little cloudy.
But you were close enough. You were close enough.
Yeah, there was a lot of racism, and it wasn't a whole lot of fun. And then the job that I thought I had out there fell through, so I had to just move back with my parents, which is always a real uplifting thing. You know, when you have to move back in with your parents.
How old are you now?
I'm 24.
Oh, I
not like,
remember that.
Cute. I'm so jealous.
No, you just talked about being 24 and you were pregnant.
Yes, I have a 10-year-old.
Joe,
as
could
of
you imagine
yesterday.
being pregnant right now?
Me, no.
Oh.
Me, not personally pregnant.
It would be amazing if you were.
Now you'd be that weird movie Junior.
That was so
that was
gross and weird.
Never seen it.
Don't.
Okay.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger and
that's
he gets
before
pregnant.
his time.
What?
Dude, it's disgusting.
I was watching Pumping Iron this morning.
Yeah, no, this is very different.
Gross.
Okay.
This is before his
well,
time.
that movie in a way
shows
is pretty
him
gross.
Dude, it honestly is disturbing to me. And I'm like into... I can watch gross things. It's not a problem. Sure. I watched that and I had to shut it off. And I was so disgusted, dude. It was gross. A man pregnant.
And this was like a widely released movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger, what, 20 years ago?
Maybe, yeah.
You were 4, so don't worry about it.
Dude, it's called Junior. But yeah, don't watch it.
If you're talking it down that much, I feel like I have to go watch it.
You should.
Just
watch it.
All right, check. All right, yeah, for the deleted scenes.
Okay.
It's the story of his illegitimate child.
That whole movie.
I don't know how he hid that from his wife all these years.
Yeah, it was just a documentary.
Just
She's
gross.
never believed it.
Yeah, she's just dumb.
I mean, can you believe this, Maria?
She's just dumb.
Okay. Excuse me. So you went out there have you always been in wrestling?
Yeah, ever since I was like 6 years old.
No way.
Have,
Yeah.
like, brothers or something?
No,
Beat
nothing.
up
I
a
just
lot?
saw.
Are you a single child?
I'm a single child. No, actually, I have an older sister, but she's like way older than me.
How
Kicked
much?
his ass all the time.
Let's see if you got me.
36. That's
So
a 12-year
yeah, I'm
difference.
right there too.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
right.
So we didn't really connect all that much.
Yeah.
You know, she was like out of the house.
When you were like 8.
Yeah.
She's way gone. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was a fan ever since I was 6 years old, and I think were you a fan at all growing up?
I was a fan when I was a little kid. My dad took me to one of the big matches, like the pay-per-view type thing.
Yeah.
I was a huge Ultimate Warrior fan.
Sure.
And then when it was, all right, I'm Jewish, so I never had the experience of like Santa's not real. until my parents were like, dude, wrestling isn't real.
Okay.
And then once I found out, I'm like, I'm out, dude.
See, that's
no
what
way.
happens is that I think a lot of kids like it up to a certain age, and then they figure out like, oh, this shit's it's kind of just a show.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real. So then some of them stick with it. Like I stuck with it, but a lot of other kids are just like, oh, I'm fucking out.
I have a couple friends that are all in. Like, dude. And Johnny, who's been on the show, LaQuasto, he's way into it. Mm-hmm. He does like a podcast about wrestling.
Oh, really?
Right. He broadcasts wrestling.
Cool.
Like,
and
dude
he knows all the people.
Yeah, he knows everybody.
I like the girls, the twins.
The Bella twins.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I like that.
They live out here, I think.
No.
I think one of them does. I don't know if they both do, but I think,
okay.
Or one dates a guy or is married to a guy that
John Cena, isn't one of them?
I don't know.
Married to John Cena?
I believe so.
And then the other one's married to that Johnny or something.
There's a guy named Daniel Bryan, but he lives out here
I like
now
that
too.
show. That's total divas.
There's a wrestler named Dolph Ziggler who's occasionally at Stand Up Scottsdale. Yeah, I've seen him a couple times there, which is weird. Yeah, he does.
He's
he
exactly
does comedy.
like you.
Yeah, on his off nights, he just goes and does spots in LA or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He supposed to be happy.
His brother actually stayed with Johnny for like a month when he was trying to get a job and stuff out in LA.
Remember the story Johnny told us about the guy, the wrestler's like, do you want to take one for the team? He's like, yeah, as he's doing that interview. And he's like, I'm going to pretend to punch you. And he just like punched him and he totally went along with it. And everyone was like, no one saw it coming. They thought it was so cool.
He just told that story on another podcast,
I like
too.
That story.
Yeah, it was cool.
I liked him. I like you, too.
Well, he'll be back in April. But hey, everybody sit tight.
Until then.
Okay, so you always a wrestling fan.
Always.
Did you do backyard wrestling?
No.
Why not? Kimbo Slice?
I don't know. I knew it was like kind of frowned upon. It really is. Like if you talk to like legitimately trained wrestlers, you're like, oh, you do that fucking backyard shit.
You need
Get the
some
fuck
folding
like
chairs, a trampoline.
Yeah, very derogatory
Mattress
terms.
pads.
There's one guy who calls them yard tards. That's what he calls them. Very derogatory terms towards these guys.
Hold on. So you were way into it at 6.
Yeah.
And you always watched it.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you practice around the house and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I would just fucking jump off my bed onto pillows and stuff. Just really nerdy stuff.
Not nerdy,
you know?
dude. Kid, my son does it. I put on Monday Night Raw, which is on like USA or TNT or something. And I put it on just to see his reaction, and he was way into it.
Yeah?
Way into it. And I was like, this is kind of cool. Like, but then he wanted to wrestle the rest of the night and beat the shit out of me. We haven't watched it since. But, okay. So then, when people start to not like wrestling, you continue to love it.
Yeah.
Do you still watch it, like, all the time?
I don't watch WWE so much. There was like around 15 or 16 years old, I started really delving into some deep wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I started watching wrestling from Japan, and I was like, what the
sumo.
fuck? No, not sumo. Just just crazy Japanese wrestling. I was like, what the fuck is happening here? This is
What's
crazy.
the difference?
I don't know.
Ping pong paddles.
No, it's just a different style of wrestling, man. It's a lot, like, it's harder hitting for sure. And then I started finding these smaller companies in the United States that no one really knows about, just underground shit. And I was like, yeah, I want to fucking do this.
But it's still legit wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pro wrestling. It's just, it's not what you would see on television.
Okay. So then, what? I had a question. God damn it! Sorry. I always forget one question in the middle of it. Such an idiot. So okay, you watch the wrestling, then you start really watching it.
Yeah, like studying it.
Okay.
To a point. Yeah.
And is it at that point? Oh, did you wrestle in high school? That was my question.
No,
Such
I didn't.
An idiot.
No, I wanted to, but
it's a hard
one. No wrestling during high school because we had Winter League baseball, and even though the coach wouldn't tell me, he kind of implied like if you don't play Winter League baseball, you're gonna get fucked during the spring. So, choose wisely what you're doing with your time.
That seems unfair.
Our basketball coach was like that. Basketball was like that. You can go play another sport, but once you do, know that you're not gonna get in games.
Yeah.
It was horse shit.
So I had a choice. At the time, I was more on board with baseball. Was more of a priority at the time.
And plus, baseball, you get to wear a cool uniform.
Yeah.
Wrestling, you have to
Not
wear
so
those
much.
weird things.
Singlets.
I was
What did you
worried
call
about.
It's called a singlet, right?
Oh, it is? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, it's a singlet. Yeah.
Because you're single if you wear it.
Right. I was
absolutely.
worried about the ears with the
The
cauliflower?
ear. That's my.
Oh yeah.
Every time we
Did
watch
you-
the fights on TV, UFC, anything,
UFC.
I'm looking at
dude,
the ears.
did
There
you
was
see
the
that girl?
who got her ear punched
Oh
off.
my God,
man.
dude.
Off?
Well,
Send it to me.
I will, but yeah, she got punched in the ear, and they showed it in slow motion. So as soon as she got punched, the blood splattered.
Yeah.
Upward and everywhere. And then they kept fighting, and the blood just
Yeah.
pouring down.
Well.
So they started the second round. They thought they're like, all right, let's just see if she can handle it. Started the second round. Girl punched her again, and her ear was like dangling by skin. And they're like, yeah, this is over, dude.
Yeah.
It's done.
So
She
they
was
called
like,
it.
oh, yeah.
She
She's
did.
going to lose an ear. No, she was ready to fight, but I don't think she knew that her ear was dangling like that.
She couldn't hear the referee saying the fight was
Right.
over. 'Cause
Yeah,
her ear
yeah.
was- her ear wasn't working
Oh,
anymore.
it's so gross, dude. The slow motion of that.
It was-
You
yeah,
see
it was
that
brutal.
cauliflower burst open. But then it was like not
Here it
just the
is.
cauliflower. Her ear was
Leslie Smith is her name.
Yeah.
I don't remember. That's
Yeah,
it?
yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Cool.
You talk
Also
about-
sounds like a WNBA player, right?
Very good
right,
WNBA
yeah.
player. Yeah. Did she play for the Mercury?
Yeah. I mean,
that our team?
probably.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her.
Dude, the champs.
The champs.
You kidding me? Tarasi and Griner, we can't be beat.
Nappy.
I'm a huge Mercury fan. Season tickets. I don't. I should get them.
I don't think
They're
you-
probably like $30.
For the whole season.
I read
Not
I
just
read
one game?
something like a post on Facebook or a tweet or something that said if the Phoenix Mercury win whatever consecutive WNBA championships and no one hears it, does it mean that they won? Is it or something like that? Something to that
Yeah.
effect.
The WNBA gets such a bad rap. It is really boring.
It is.
I went to one game. Have
Really?
you ever been?
No.
I went when they first started. I went, and man, it sucked.
Yeah?
We played them. We played before it actually was a WNBA. All right. Here's a little story.
Okay, let's hear it.
I used to be really good at basketball. I was fit and stuff.
Okay.
In high school and all that. So for our team, the WNBA was about to start, and they put together. There wasn't a lot of women players, so they had like their all-star team, which is like their Olympic team. In all honesty, so remember Rebecca Lobo?
Yeah.
All right, like her and those girls. I don't know, Dawn Staley or something.
Cheryl Miller in the mix.
No,
No?
she would have been good. Cheryl Miller came, I think, a year or two later.
Okay.
So they went and would get any game they could. So they played us one time in Phoenix
All right.
at what is now the Talking Stick Resort Arena, U.S. Airways Center.
Yeah.
I think back then it was America West.
Yeah.
We played them there. And to put it in perspective, women's professional basketball players to high school kids, boys, we beat them by like 75 points.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was embarrassing.
What was how old were these girls?
They were out of
All in-
college, so it was like the WNBA is going to start. And we're going to get these teams. There was 8 teams maybe, I don't know.
Was there a crowd for this?
No.
Okay, I was going to say that would
Yeah,
be pretty
they came in
embarrassing.
during our practice. So
Okay.
it was like AAU
Wait,
stuff.
What are you talking about?
Basketball.
You talking about practice though?
Fuck you.
I
Yeah, so they came in, we beat them by like 75, 80 points.
Jeez.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't funny. It was ridiculous. So when they started, I'm like,
sure
I'm
it
gonna
was
go.
fun. It was fun for a little bit.
No, it was almost like I felt bad. Like, Jesus Christ. Because we weren't even good.
Yeah.
Like, when we played the other teams, we got fucking smoked.
Yeah.
And we smoked these women. Like, ugh, just bad. But also, their center was like the size of our small forward. So it was, and then the guards that had to guard me, and now I'm not a tall guy. I'm like 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
The girl guarding me was like 5'3". It's like, dude, just give me the ball in the basket. It's quite simple the way this works. Well, might as well just have like our center bring it up.
Yeah.
Because they can't guard that, and just pass it to me in the post. So yeah, I did. I went to a game. It's just if you love fundamentals, go watch women's hoops.
Okay. Well,
But
at
the
least there's-
Mercury are
there's
awesome.
some positive.
All right, Nance.
Yeah.
You watched the video.
It was gross. It was super gross. And like blood literally like just sprayed.
Squirted out, yeah.
Yeah. Almost staged. It was beautiful.
Almost. Okay, so good. I'm glad you said
So
stage.
UFC is fake, is what we're trying to say right now.
Yeah.
What if that came out and said that? The UFC's fake. Dude, it would break everyone's heart.
I was watching UFC the other day, and this guy, he lost, but he took some elbows to his eye right here, the under part of your eye.
Yeah.
And it was like in a ball. So he's doing his interview, even though he lost, and he's playing with it and moving it side to side. Did you guys see this?
No.
It was like 4 days ago.
No.
It was like moving. Oh my God.
Was that the one that was here?
The guy
here,
had
right?
black
Saturday, yeah,
shorts,
Saturday.
black shorts, white shorts. I don't know. That's all I remember. But he was playing with it, and it was like the grossest thing. The fight didn't bother me. The elbows to the eye, all the blood didn't bother me.
Just
But
him playing
afterwards,
with
when
his
he's
eye.
playing with his eye because it was puffed up so much, like
Jeez.
the size of a golf ball, and he's sitting there moving it around while he's talking. I'm like, fucking gross. Wait 5 minutes.
I bet the adrenaline is still going for him, so he doesn't even
Not so much
feel
for
it
me.
at that point.
So it was
yeah.
gross. It was a little gross.
Yeah.
I had to change it. The fight was great. The interview I couldn't watch. It was too gross. The interview was too graphic.
The interview?
Yeah. He's playing with his eye.
Oh, okay. So not the questions Joe
Gross.
Rogan was asking him.
So, no.
Can't handle this guy. He's not asking the right questions. It bothers me.
This
interview
guy a
was too
fucking
graphic.
comedian or something? Jesus.
Fight, no, it was great.
Okay, so Joe, after high school,
Yeah.
you're like, dude, I want to be a wrestler.
Yep.
Yeah? Or
Yeah.
did you decide that ahead of time?
Oh, during high school. Yeah, that's when I was like, I want to fucking be a wrestler.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And
I started
had you
taking
done-
weightlifting all seriously and stuff. And
Yeah?
it was great.
Had you done any like amateur wrestling just to see if you actually liked it and we're gonna go full tilt?
I think I just fucked around with a few friends, just okay.
Gross.
Yeah. Let's back up for a
Do
second.
what you have to do
So what happened was
Do what you have to
I'm
do.
getting molested, right?
for the team.
No, you just get into those like weird roughhousing fights with your friends and
It
pretty
always
much
starts like that.
destroyed everyone.
All right.
And
were you victorious?
I was victorious.
How tall
Yeah.
are you?
I'm 5'11".
Oh, okay.
We'll go with that.
Just
I mean, you're big. You're not huge, but
Not
you're
huge,
big.
yeah.
Okay.
I think
you-
for wrestling, I'm actually kind of small, I think.
But it's good because you can move around.
Yeah.
So you go to Atlanta,
Yeah.
go to this school,
Right.
week and a half,
Week and a half, yeah.
but you did the school for
Yeah.
the week and a half. What do they do?
First, they teach you just how to
Fall.
roll around, and then the falling didn't hurt so much the first night. The morning after, holy shit, I could not get out of bed. It was ridiculous because your
Sore?
butt, yeah. Because if you don't know the makeup of a wrestling ring, it's basically a plywood, very thin amount of padding, and then a canvas. So there's not a lot of. There's nothing really to
my
break your
God,
fall too
really?
much. Yeah, it's not a lot.
Even in the WWE?
Yeah, well, the thing is, you can't put too much padding because when you run the ropes, the ring bounces too much,
right.
and that it actually gets a lot of guys really tired because it's like running through a wave basically if you put too much padding in there. So, yeah, that was my first experience falling. Wasn't a whole lot of fun, but I wasn't like, I want to go home. That's not the reason I went home. It was because I just couldn't find a job fast enough to make any money. So yeah, that was the experience there. Everyone was nice there though. There was nothing wrong with the school. Just, the environment wasn't too friendly towards me. That was about it. I just couldn't make enough money to stay at a place there.
Okay. So you bail out of Atlanta, you come back to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
I couldn't find a school out here for about a year. And
Did they not have one?
They didn't have one.
Okay.
And even to find the school that I did, I had to do some digging on Google. Like I had to find some weird contact, some dude I didn't even know, and had to call him in the middle of the night and be like, "Hey, so are you training people or what?" He's like, "No, I have this guy who's training people." And
So he was the guy of the guy.
yeah, he was the guy of the guy. Basically, I call it the guy who owned the ring.
Okay.
He was some old crazy guy who had 30 years of wrestling experience under his belt. So he was, maybe his head was not in pristine shape at that point.
Wait a sec. Was there a wrestler named Sting?
Yeah.
He was my favorite.
Okay.
I don't know why that hit me.
He made a comeback recently.
Did he really?
Yeah, and he's like 80 years old.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just Ultimate Warrior was cool, but there was another guy this whole time. Like,
they were tag team partners at one point.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe that was why.
Before the Ultimate Warrior was the Ultimate Warrior, they were. Yeah.
Damn, crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. It must have been just the colors and the face paint.
Yeah. They had similar things going. I don't know. Actually, a promoter made me wear a mask one time because it was like a.
They're like, listen, buddy.
Yeah,
we're trying to keep people in the seat.
Stretchy pants and those funny masks. I love that.
All right, go on. No, go with your story first.
Which story? The mask? Or...
No. The whole thing. So you're in here.
Oh, yeah.
Get the guy with the ring.
Yeah, get the guy with the ring. And he said, yeah, just show up on Monday and this guy will train you. And I showed up there and this guy tried to... he was bullshitting me a little bit. Like, I could kind of tell he was saying like, oh, I've worked with this company. I was like, no, you haven't, because I fucking follow that company, dude. I know some shit, you know? But he had me roll around for a while and
porn wrestling.
Yeah, it's
I don't know. He told me to take my pants off.
He pulled out a video camera and I was like, this is fucking weird, but okay, I just want to be a wrestler or whatever.
We got to see what you're doing wrong.
Yeah. Cosby was your manager.
Like, it's kind of weird that you're just zooming in on my crotch, but that's whatever, man. Let's just do it.
With those tights, there's really nothing else to zoom in on, so.
But I somehow made it through the first week of training, and a couple of the guys that were there with me who were also training, the week after, they were like, oh, I didn't think you'd fucking be back. They just did. They thought because I was so terrible that they were like, this guy's not going to fucking last. Because they've seen it, and I've seen it over the years too, that like these guys who you think come in and they're going to be fucking great at it, they take one fall and they're like, I'm out. This hurts. I don't want to do it. So there's a lot of guys like that, and they expected me to be one of them who just wouldn't come back or wouldn't pick it up. And, you know, eventually I got a little bit better and a little more confident. And I think about 6 months later, I did my first match in front of an actual crowd. And it was interesting.
Yeah?
It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
I have so many questions now.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'll answer whatever.
So, first of all, nervous as shit, like first time in front of a crowd?
Absolutely. My dad was in the crowd too. My mom wouldn't go because she was scared I was going to break my neck. That's an exact quote, by the way.
That'd be hard.
Okay, and going into a match, because it's fake, you know who's going to win?
Know who's going to win. And most of what's going to happen in the match.
But you can still get hurt, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean by most of what's going to happen in the match? Move for move, you know?
Well, the thing is my trainer kind of put this match together for us, and he's one of these guys, like, everyone has a different way of doing things. Some guys are just like, okay, here's a couple things we're going to do, but we'll just do the rest on the fly. We'll talk to each other in the ring. My trainer was like, you're going to do this. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Like move for move for move for move for move. It was totally choreographed from beginning to end. Just not, I mean, basically you're just out there remembering shit, and that's not that much fun. But that's how this match went. And
so if you're out there talking to each other, though, that's got to come off pretty shitty, no?
Well, you got to be sneaky about it. Thing is, like, if you watch
just whisper sweet nothings.
Yeah, well, you got to talk in their ear. Like, if you pay close enough attention, I'm fucking exposing the business on this podcast, but I don't give a shit. If you watch TV, if you watch it close enough, you can, like, if you see a headlock and you see a guy like reach down and kind of put his mouth towards the other guy's ear, it's not just because he loves them so much. It's
what if it is?
Goes,
it probably is too.
I forgot my next move. What's my
line? It is. Yeah, it's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. Yeah.
What about backstage? Is everyone friends backstage?
Most people, yeah, but there's a lot. Wrestling's weird, man. There's so much. Like, I thought wrestling is how I thought comedy was going to be, as far as like comics just being shitty to other comics. You know, because I had heard stories before I started doing comedy that, like, oh yeah, like, just go in and do your set because you don't want to socialize with other comics because they probably don't. Yeah, that's what you told me.
Yeah.
But wrestling is a lot like that. You kind of have to politic and pretend you want to be friends with these people that you don't really want to be friends with. It's weird. But I
mean, it's not that weird. I guess it's an entertainment industry.
Yeah,
you know?
But like there's a guy that I trained with who's probably going to be in WWE someday. but he has kind of a
Macho
bad.
Man Randy Savage.
Yeah. I also know he's going to die by running into a tree too.
He's making a comeback.
He has kind of a bad reputation with other wrestlers because he's a little too businesslike, as in like he'll go to the show, he'll do his match, get his cash, and just leave because he's not really friends with anyone, and that's off-putting to other people. But it's like, dude, if you don't really want to hang out with these people because you're not friends with them, then why should he have to? Not just not everything has to be like a networking. I have to hang out with you because I want you to help me get somewhere kind of deal.
Right. So I see a lot of comedy is networking. So it's weird. Like I was talking with Brant, and we said the same thing. People don't, people don't understand. It's not just for a comic, because it was a conversation about dating and how like, it's hard for girls to date a comic if they don't understand the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not that, hey, I know I don't have a set tonight, but I am going to the comedy club. And they said, why? Why won't you hang out with me? Because of networking. It's just being there. It's being there and hanging out, and you don't know who you're going to meet or get to talk to.
Yeah.
You just need to be there, right? And so that's why it's very hard to date as a comedian, because girls don't get that.
Right.
Nor should they really. I mean, we're choosing work over them, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with wrestling, entertainment is, all right, this guy would come in, do his work, and leave.
Yeah.
And I could totally understand why other wrestlers would be like, dude, he doesn't even want to fucking get to know us. Like, this is bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everybody's got their own ego.
Right.
So it's like, this guy just does his shit and gets out. We put in our time.
Yeah.
But no, you're just sitting there hanging out.
Yeah.
Networking, but I get it. Both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I get the networking thing. If you do want to hang out with someone, you should be allowed to hang out with them, if you're at a show or whatever. But if you shouldn't have to feel forced just because, that's, you'll get on people's good sides if you hang out with them.
Plus, it's wrestling, dude. Be the enemy.
Yeah.
What are they called? Heels?
The heel.
What does that mean?
It just means bad guy.
Dolph's a heel.
Yeah, Dolph's the heel. Yeah. Dolph Ziggler, a guy who hangs out at stand-up Scottsdale.
Is he big?
He's actually not that big.
He's not that big.
He could beat the shit out of me.
Absolutely.
Does he have good hair like you?
He's got great hair.
Better hair.
Really?
Better.
That's good hair. Wow.
It's so funny. We'll be at Target, my son and I, and he'll be looking for toys, and I see all of Dolph's shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, just get
Buy
that.
it.
I'll get it signed. I don't know. What do you want?
I saw him
cool.
when I saw him at Stand Up Scottsdale one time. That was the first time I'd ever killed.
Yeah.
That was the first really great set I had, and I was glad I did it in front of him. I don't know why. I don't know why I would give a
You
shit
guys
about
have that in common, comedy and wrestling.
Yeah,
Sure, dude.
It was weird because he's a huge comedy fan.
Yeah.
And I was asking him, are you the only wrestler on the roster who was kind of a comedy nerd? And he's like, yeah, I don't really have anyone to talk about comedy with at all. On the rosters, it's I'm the only one who's really deep into he knows obscure comics that you and I would know, but these other guys on the roster oh, Kevin Hart, I know who that is. Yeah, well, who doesn't? Well, he's a total comedy nerd, which is awesome. So
there's a dude that's a friend of mine. He's on The Young and the Restless, which is funny, right? But he's a comic, and nobody really knows he's a comic. Most people know him from being on this show, and I won't say his name, but he's a comedian, and he's fucking hilarious. But he's having that trouble transition of how do I be a comic when I'm on this soap opera, but I'm making a shitload of money on the soap opera?
Did something happen with him in L.A.? Okay, it was the same guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That means I said his name on the podcast.
But it was months ago. You're good.
It was. So, yeah, I mean, and look, comics, it's so funny. When you get down to the root of it, there's so many people that you see on TV that you wouldn't guess were comedians, and they are. Yeah. It's so crazy. Old guys, too. Richard Belzer is a great fucking comedian.
Yeah?
Yeah, but he's been on, Law and Order and these weird cop shows and stuff. So if you just get into comedy within, I don't know, even 10 years, you'd be like, who the fuck is that guy? He's an actor.
Yeah.
No, dude, he was a comic first. And a really funny comic. There's so many of those that get their jump start in comedy, stand-up, and then
go on to different
acting.
things. Yeah.
I guess it's a great jump start. I don't know. I'm not an actor.
Well, some people use it as just a...
So let's get into you with comedy.
Sure.
When did you start doing stand-up? We're doing wrestling, and did you retire from wrestling? And now you're back?
I sort of did, yeah. And people told me, like, this isn't going to fucking last. And they were right. I had the itch. Like, I was okay for, like, the first month after I, quote-unquote, retired. And then I was like, I want to fucking wrestle again. This is bullshit. No, actually, the reason why I kind of lost my passion for wrestling this most recent time was because back in May, I got hurt during a match. I separated my shoulder. Actually, you know what? There was a night at Chop and Walk where you, me, and Rob maybe were standing by the bar, and Rob came up to me and he was like, I just want to tell you, I'm just glad to see you without your arm sling anymore. And you were like, I don't know, what are you talking about? And it's because you didn't see me for like a month wearing an arm sling on stage.
No way.
I took it on stage. I was like a prop comic for about a month. But I separated my shoulder during this match, and all the momentum I had in wrestling just got stopped dead in my tracks.
Just because you got hurt?
Yeah, well, because I went to the emergency room and they were like, you can't do anything for like at least a month. I was like, I'll show you. And I went to the gym the next morning and I was like, damn, I don't think I can do anything for like a month.
These doctors and their knowing stuff.
No, the ER doctor was actually, she knew me without actually knowing me. She was like, I can tell you're really stubborn, so you're not going to listen to this anyways, but you're not going to be able to do much for about a month. So then I went to an orthopedic surgeon and then confirmed that you're going to have to stop doing shit for about a month until this thing heals up a little bit. But
did it heal 100%?
It did, yeah, but there's pros and cons of it. Obviously, the bad part is that I got hurt and was walking around with an arm sling like a fucking idiot for a while, but the good thing is that that's when I started getting out and doing more open mics, because I wasn't going out that often. I was going out like 3-4 times a month.
Whoa.
Yeah, not a lot. It's hard to progress if you're only going up basically once. You stay stagnant. And I don't know. That was the good part, is that I started getting out there more and just really, going up 3-4 times a week, after that. And then that's when I was like, I wasn't getting a chance to flourish with wrestling anymore either. So I just wasn't getting a lot of opportunities. So I was like, this isn't even worth risking my health over anymore. I'd rather just go do comedy. So that's why I retired. And now I'm wrestling soon. I don't know.
First of all, let's take a step back from comedy real quick. What's the worst injury you ever had?
I know I've had a handful of concussions.
Those will catch up with you later.
Whoa, don't sleep at night,
a handful of them, yeah.
You don't know if you're waking up tomorrow.
Don't
get what?
Those affect you later in life.
Did you say don't get older?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is
dude,
that
just bail out now, dude. Take that one.
I know you're stubborn, but you should really listen.
Here's the thing, is that I've never been the kind of guy who forgets things. Like, some people forget their wallet or their keys and stuff. I've never been that guy, but the last couple of months, I leave the house without everything.
I forgot my phone on my way
I lock
here.
myself.
Sitting in your car pretending to drive. Wait a second.
How the fuck did I get in the car?
Driveway.
How did I get in the car? I don't have my keys. That means I also left the door unlocked.
I don't even remember breaking into my car and hotwiring it. This is crazy.
Whose car is this?
No, I forget things now. But yeah, the concussions I think have kind of caught up to me a little bit, because I forget a lot of shit now, which is not comforting.
Not great at 24.
Not really. But
you had a good run.
Yeah, good run. It's about over. Dementia's going to set in any day now.
You settle down with a girl to take care of you ASAP.
There you go.
Don't mention the concussions.
Nope.
Just go with it.
I got spiked on my head one time during training.
What's that mean? Like cleats?
No.
That's what I thought he meant too.
That was the guy's gimmick. He had baseball cleats.
Just punctured the mat.
No, this guy was going to give me a suplex, and it was the first time he had ever done
number
it.
Number 8 on the McDonald's menu.
He basically It was the first time he had ever done this move. And it was the first time.
Jesus. And you're the guinea pig?
And I was the first time I had ever had to take the move.
Not a good combo.
It was not his fault at all.
Whose fault?
It was mine because I didn't get my feet over in time. So basically,
you have to help him out with it?
Yeah, I have to. All I had to do was just get the rest of my lower body to flip over, and that was it.
Yeah, that's it.
And that would have been the end of
Simple.
it. Would have been clean landing, and that would have been it. But I just didn't feel comfortable taking it,
Right.
so I just right on top of my head just planted on the canvas. And
couldn't he have not dropped you, knowing that you weren't all the way up?
Following script.
I don't know.
It was during a match?
He's a
No,
character.
it was during
Oh, okay.
it was during training. It was during training.
Calm down over there, Nance. Got really, really excited about that one. I don't know why.
The thing is that that was probably the first and only time I felt like I was paralyzed from the neck down for like 15 seconds.
What?
I couldn't. Longest 15 seconds of my life.
Yeah.
I felt like this is it. It fucking happened to me.
Are you kidding me?
No, not at all. I mean, I know the risk. You know, everyone knows the risk of wrestling. It's a possibility that shit happens and you get spiked in your head sometimes. But just not having any feeling from my neck down for like 15 seconds, I was like,
Did you?
That's why your mom won't watch you.
I was going to say, like, that was the first time my head was like, nah, I don't know who the fuck's going to tell my mom about this.
Did you think that, looking back on it, at that time, do you think you literally had no feeling? Or was it shock and you were just like, I probably can't feel?
It was no feeling, and then the pain started to set in about 15 seconds
Were you like,
after.
thank God for the pain?
Yeah, I was like, at least I can. And then I started
And you
to
could move
I started to move my toes a little bit.
Did you just kind of lay there, like you hit and just lay there, and was everyone like, "Oh shit"?
Yeah, like they came and checked on me, and first thing I said was like, "Don't touch me," because that's like the first thing. You know, if there's any kind of
Right, 'cause
potential
it could
spinal
Now it's
cord,
like,
yeah.
but now it's like shoot that cold fluid in you and whatever they did to the football players. I'm sorry, it's been a while. I don't remember what they did, but they shot something in the dude's spine on the football field, like some cold fluid or whatever it was.
And then he hopped up and tackled someone?
But when they eventually took him off and saved his life and he can walk and stuff.
Oh, good shit.
Yeah.
That was a couple years ago, though. I can't remember.
But yeah, that was probably the worst or the scariest injury.
Shit,
you know,
yeah.
Did you go to the hospital or did you walk away?
I just got up and just kind of moved around a little bit, and I mean, my neck was
Joe,
sore.
you're up in 15 minutes, man. Get that singlet on.
My neck was sore for like a couple weeks, but it was fine.
All right,
I mean,
we'll stick with comedy. That
either
sounds
that
safer.
or-
God damn.
I mean, you would think so.
What's your
scary.
worst injury, Nance?
Broke my collarbone.
You did?
Yeah.
When you were younger?
Doing what?
When you were younger?
I was 27.
Drunk as shit.
See, I did that when I was 4.
Rollerblading, drunk.
Did you?
Yeah. Fell off a swing.
I got in a car accident.
Wow.
Not my fault. I broke my ankle in gymnastics when I was about 14.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I did a backflip when I was younger in gymnastics, and I just messed up, and I landed straight back on my head, and I thought I paralyzed myself as well.
Jeez.
But I
Wow.
just laid there for a minute and started moving around, and it was okay.
Did anyone check on you? No?
Well, I mean, the dance teacher, my gymnastics teacher did.
Well,
but-
that's good because I
was like,
figured
I
those.
got it.
I've heard those gymnastics people are like, oh, whatever, just get up and
No,
walk
I
it
mean,
off.
I tried to do a backflip. I was trying to
Carrie
learn how,
Strode.
and I just landed straight on my head. So my head just hit the ground, and my neck just, compacted, and
Yeah.
and I couldn't move for a long time.
Wow.
But that's it. I mean, nothing serious.
Yeah. No. Jesus.
Well, what about you?
I've been fortunate. I haven't had too many bad injuries. I broke my toe twice. The same toe,
Tripped
doing the
getting
exact
up from
same
his
thing.
nap.
Kicking the same wall.
No, but close. I was playing football at my friend's house, and it was like a stuffed kind of football, like a soft thing, and we would throw it, kick it, but it was like oversized.
Yeah.
So it was stupid fun. And I put it on the ground and went to kick it, and we were bare feet, and my middle toe just rolled under my foot, and I fell on top of it, so it just crushed. So broke the toe. The day it healed, we played football again, put the ball on the ground, kicked it, rolled over my toe, broke it again. Same exact thing.
Same toe, same foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurt.
You knew.
But a toe, you can't do anything about it. You just walk on the side of your foot. Then
Wear flip-flops.
when I was playing basketball, you roll your ankle playing basketball and stuff. It's kind of really a natural injury that happens to
Or when
pretty
you
much.
jam your finger.
Yeah.
That's a natural injury
Yeah.
for me when I play basketball.
But I went and I drove down the lane and turned to pass back to the three-point line. And I passed it, but I jumped at the same time to get over because I'm small. So I jumped over to get it over the big guys. And I landed on my left toes and just crushed my ankle. And it didn't break, but it was the size of like 2 softballs, dude. It was enormous.
All your injuries are self-inflicted.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying, not at all.
Yeah.
And I couldn't put any pressure on it, nothing. Like, literally, I thought it was broken.
Yeah.
But it turned out I stretched every tendon in it as far as it could go.
Which is worse than breaking it, because
I
breaking
don't know.
heals.
It
that
hurt.
hurts for your whole life.
No, not anymore. But I couldn't put any pressure on it for like a month. It was pretty rugged, dude. I couldn't. It hurt to like rest. Shower, all that shit, dude. It's the stupid
window.
little
Yeah,
things that you're like,
yeah,
oh man, something's hitting it and it hurts bad.
Yeah, well, when I separated my shoulder, I was like, I can, whatever, it's just my shoulder hurts. But then I was like, oh, I got to take this T-shirt off.
Oh,
And
just cut it, dude.
Yeah.
That's one time used
I have a lot of
forever.
sleeveless T-shirts now. It's weird.
All right, so, yeah, those injuries aren't that bad. Yours is horrible. If it would have been forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about, okay, how do you get into comedy?
Well, the thing is, like, I didn't want to be a comedian. Like, what age did you want to be a comedian? 8?
Yeah.
See, I was really late as far as that went. I think it was maybe a couple years ago. I was like, I think I want to, I don't know. I really kind of delved into the, obscure comics, started listening to a bunch of podcasts too, and just watching comedy specials. And it just kind of planted the seed in my mind that like, maybe I would want to try it. But back in high school, no one thought I was fucking funny. So like, this is going to be weird if I start telling people I'm trying to do stand-up comedy. Because I mean, I'm sure if you ask people I went to high school with, like, or if you told them like, "Hey, did you know Joe Salinas is doing stand-up comedy?" They'd be like, "Who's that?" And then I don't know who that is.
Be able to answer the question.
Who the fuck is Joe Salinas? You're like, oh, the really unfunny guy who looked pissed off all the time. I broke him. Great.
Were you a good student?
I was for the first couple years. And that
First couple years
bailed
of what?
towards the end?
High school or
high school,
elementary
yeah.
I
Like
crushed, dude.
First and second grade, I knew how to spell so well.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
killing it. And then third
Cat
grade, they put
dog.
multiplication
Yeah,
on.
I was
I'm
out.
out.
Nope. Give me a calculator
I'll
for
be on
that
the
shit.
playground smoking cigarettes.
No, the first couple years of high school, I was okay. And
Yeah,
then
that's halfway there.
yeah, and then I was like, I want to be a wrestler, so I don't need the rest of this shit.
2 for 2.
I love it. I'm going to be a wrestler. Fuck the wrestling team, though, by the way.
Fuck high school.
What the hell was I saying?
About comedy.
Comedy.
You weren't funny in growing up.
Yeah, I was trying to look for basically just because Stand Up Live was doing those open mics, but they were bringer shows. And I was like, I'm not going to bring 10 people to see me do comedy for the first time. It's going to be fucking miserable. And I don't want sympathy laughs either from my friends.
See,
you
that's
know?
the thing.
Yeah, because I know a lot of those people who do the New Faces shows, they have their friends there, which means whatever they say, they're going to laugh at. And they have no real barometer on whether or not they're funny.
Happened last night, dude.
Did it? Where at?
I was at House of
Comedy?
Comedy last night, and this one dude was okay, but he brought a lot of people to come see him.
Yeah.
And they were laughing, and then it made other... laughter's contagious.
Yeah. You get one
so,
table to
yeah.
laugh. You can get the
Yeah.
one
It
next
made
to
other people laugh, and he was like, dude, I killed. And in my head, I'm like, if they weren't there, you probably wouldn't have gotten that many laughs, dude.
I've heard like the people who only do the New Faces shows. Like I've heard stories of like they go do one of those shows, they crush obviously, and then they'll go to like the Turf on a Monday night and eat shit with the same jokes, and you're like, I don't get it. It works.
So it's crazy because I don't mean to interrupt any of the story. We're going to continue with you, obviously.
Sure.
I've performed in front of 3,000 people before, and it's like, dude, weren't you nervous? Weren't you scared? No, because you're not going to bomb.
Yeah.
You can't. It's almost fucking impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've seen somebody bomb. That was their own fault. It had nothing to do with the set, comedy, the people, nothing. It was their own fault. But if you get, I think I've said this before on the show too, 3,000 people. If you get 1,000 of them to laugh, which is 33%, which is really shitty, it's a big laugh.
Yeah.
And other people just laugh because A, they think they missed the joke,
right,
and they just laugh. And 2, there's somebody else's laugh that's in there that's funny. And 3, they want to be a part of everything that's going on, right? So it's very difficult. The bigger the crowd, the more difficult it is to eat shit.
Yeah.
Now, look, you can tell a joke and it doesn't get anything, okay, keep moving on. But to actually bomb
from start to finish,
with that many people, it is very difficult to do. You have to be really bad, in order to do that.
And I feel like I would have been that bad had I invited 10 people to come out to see me. I really felt like I would have been that bad.
Shit. Well, for your first time.
30.
Yeah, I mean,
but I like asking this too to people with first time. My very first time, everything was scripted. It was 10 years scripted. I've been waiting to get into a club to actually say it. For 10 years, I was writing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do. And it was very much, I went up there and line for line, like, I didn't even fucking break. And just blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But people laughed, and I was like, dude, I fucking crushed.
Yeah.
I was a little kid. So when you went up for your first time, was it scripted? Did you know exactly what you're doing, what you're saying? Or did you go up with ideas?
I knew exactly what it was going to be, but I forgot, like, most of it. Because it was at Stand Up Scottsdale. That's the first time I went up. It was, like, at the end of August of last year, 2013. So I went up there with a plan, 5 minutes. I timed myself at home and did the whole thing. Like, I recited it over and over. I was like, this will be fine. I went up there, and I think I was done in, like, 3.5.
Which is very common, by the way.
That's like you have to take a public speaking class in school, and it's like, okay, you need a 5-minute speech, and you time yourself at home, and you're like, okay, I have 6 minutes, but when you go do it in class, it's 3 minutes because you're so nervous. You just go so fast.
I had thought my experience in pro wrestling would have helped with my stage fright. Not at all. Not even a little bit.
It's different, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know wrestling.
Way different venture. Thing is about my first night at Stand Up Scottsdale was, first of all, it was a cool thing because I got to see Michael Turner perform for the first time, and he went up there with no material and just riffed for 5 minutes, and I was like, I need to get that good someday. Like,
Michael Turner?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Michael Turner? He did that?
Yeah. I mean,
no, he's good.
he was fucking amazing.
Yeah. He's funny.
He was like, and it was a rough night too for everyone. Like, they were just going up and bombing, and he was the only one who went up and just crushed. Because there were like 4 civilians there, as I call them, like 4 civilians there who were just there to hang out and watch. Right. But it was mostly comics. But there was this guy, and I told you the story one time at Chop and Walk, I think. There was a guy who went up there, and he was bombing just like everyone else, but he got the light, and he said, all right, this is, I guess I'll leave on this. I came up with a new racial slur. I am about to say the N-word, but it's quotable, so it's not like I'm saying it. Okay, I'm just quoting what someone else said.
So don't write into the show.
Yeah. This guy says, I came up with a new racial slur. Ginger nigger.
What's that?
That's his joke.
That's his fucking genius closer. That's his...
Did he even get...
It was his closer because after that he died from getting the shit beat out of him.
Here's the funny thing. Do you know Day Day?
Yeah.
Okay, he was hosting. He was hosting the show that night, so he had to go up after this guy just dropped the N-word all willy nilly, and
I was with Day Day last night.
Yeah,
he had a good set.
Yeah, and he doesn't like when people. No, not at all.
When you say the N-word, dude, he fucking hates you.
Yeah, and the thing is, this guy dropped the hard R too. Like, didn't even. Like, he was the thing is, like, was it you or Rob that was like, oh, that's kind of weird that Ginger and the N-word have the same letters?
Was me.
Was it you?
Yes.
Yeah,
it was me.
Maybe this guy was actually a genius.
He doesn't even know how smart he is. Ginger and N-word spelled with the ER.
Both end in an A.
No, they have the same exact letters.
Yeah, just scrambled. That's
scramble ginger and spell out the N-word.
It's like dessert and
It's
stressed.
the exact same letters.
Interesting.
Yeah. Some Illuminati shit going on. No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
We should have told Kennedy about it. Maybe he's got some story.
Oh, yeah.
I know, right? No, it's like the stars a lot.
He's so nice. I loved him. He was great.
We know, Nance.
Okay.
Okay.
Make a calendar.
First night doing stand-up. You had all your shit planned out.
And
Did you bomb?
bombed horribly.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
What was...
My voice was shaking the entire time. It was really bad.
If you hear it, do you think everybody else can hear it?
I think.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, when you feel like your
your
voice is
shaky
shaking
voice?
so bad?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you hear it.
It was
10
bad
times
enough.
louder than everybody else hears it.
Yeah, but it was bad enough where it was undeniable that these people
I think
can
anybody
sense
can
how
hear
nervous
it.
I am.
And it gets uncomfortable when you hear somebody's voice
Yeah.
shaking. Because instantly you're like,
But if it's
oh,
their
they're
first
nervous.
time, you're just like, oh, whatever. You don't even
Did
care.
you tell them it was your first time?
I
so
did,
they were like, all
but
right,
they
give this
didn't.
guy slack.
They didn't mention it before.
10-year vet.
Yeah,
Bring
they-
him up.
There's this guy at Crack Ups. Did I just say crack cups or
I don't know.
crack ups? That's where you smoke crack out of a cup.
Nancy, rules are rules in the
Sorry.
studio.
I spit out my gum. I thought I turned
Silent?
my phone off.
There's this guy at Crack Ups every Wednesday night who is apparently a 7-year vet of stand-up comedy who holds the microphone when he's on stage about like 20 feet away from his mouth.
A real Howard Hughes.
Yeah. Yeah, but you
does
can
that
fucking
shit.
you can hear Howard though.
Yeah, because
he's loud.
I love Howard because Howard holds the mic way low sometimes, and when he does it, he just yells in the back, "Turn the mic up!" Instead of holding it closer to him, turn the mic up so it gets me. Okay, so this guy, mic way far away, and sucked.
Yeah. I think his weird catchphrase is like a true story. That's
Dude, that's the worst. All right, everybody in comedy, the second you start telling a story and you say this is 100% true, you have lost all your credibility to the audience
Why?
for everything you told before and everything you're about to tell after.
right.
Why?
Because all
Because
those
you're
other things
admitting
weren't
that you're
100% true.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then they think you're just weird.
Yeah. No, they just think you're full of shit.
Oh.
So it's like, okay, I'll buy into this story, and after that,
But what happened to the other stuff?
yeah. If
it's
you're
not
telling
true.
stories, it's one thing. Swartzen does it, but Swartzen does bits and stuff, and then he'll tell a story. And then when he tells a story, he says it's 100% true because it's a crazy story. And you buy into it because the rest of it is just bits. It's
Yeah.
not like, okay, then after this story, then this happened to me and this happened to me. It's not like that. When you're that kind of comic, and in the middle of it, you've told like, growing up, I did blah, 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 blah. And then you're like, dude, this is 100% true. It's like, all right, then the rest of your shit, I don't believe
bullshit.
anymore,
Yeah.
dude.
Except him, because he was a wrestler. So those are good stories.
I will say I understand why people do it because some stories are harder to believe than others.
Sure, yeah.
It's just one of those things where people already believe you. So don't.
Yeah, you don't have to preface it by
Yeah.
saying true. This is true
It's
story.
it's a
True
pet
story.
peeve. And again, I understand why people do it. I just like, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Just go. Run with it.
Your
Right.
pet peeve.
Yeah. It's mine.
Yours.
Yeah. But whatever. I think I'm right.
Cool.
No.
I'm in.
When you tell a story though, do you ever have people come up to you afterwards and be like, "Oh, did all that shit really
The
happen?"
new one I tell.
Yeah, which is the new
I can't.
one?
I'm not going to tell them.
Oh,
I
okay.
want to hear it.
No, I'm not. I've come to the show on the 28th. That's my
Okay.
new closer.
That's how you promote.
But yeah, no, I won't tell it on here. And it's also really, it happened over a year ago, but it's brand new to telling it on stage. And I'm 3-2. 3 times I've told it it's killed. 2 times I've told it fucking bombed.
Did you tell it last Wednesday?
The last joke, yeah, I did
Okay.
tell it last
All
Wednesday.
right, yeah.
Yeah. So it bombed.
funny.
It's not good.
Come on.
Okay, so after the first night of comedy, what happens with you?
I actually had a really weird work schedule, so I couldn't go back for like a month. But I wanted to. I really did. Which I hear is like a good indication that if you bomb and you still want to go back, that maybe you should stick with it.
Did you keep writing?
I kept writing basically throughout all that shit I talked about the first night. I was like, this is dumb as fuck. What was I thinking? But then I couldn't go back for like another month. And I went back, actually with my wrestling trainer. He decided, oh, I want to try it too. Thing is, he was so arrogant going into it because I told him how bad my first time was. I was like, hey, man, it's not the same as wrestling. It's a completely different monster you're dealing with. He's like, dude, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to fucking kill. And I went up right before him, and I did well. I got some laughs. It was a lot better than the first time. My trainer goes up and fucking bombs for 5 minutes. And I was like, dude, I told you. I told you it wasn't as easy as you thought.
Did he even plan anything?
He did, yeah. It was all planned out bits and stuff.
Dude, that's even better. I love the people that are like, dude, I'm funny. I'm fucking funny. I'm going to go up there and crush. It's a different animal, dude. Yeah. It's not a conversation with friends. It's a one-sided conversation.
Right.
And you're fucked if you go up thinking, if you don't know anything about it and you go up like, dude, I'm just going to be funny. People are going to see through you, dude.
Yeah, because I think you and Josh were talking on this podcast about, like, you have those people who they're like, oh, I make my friends laugh all the time. But then they go on stage. It's like, you don't understand that you and your friends have a bunch of inside jokes that no one else understands, so you're not funny to them.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. But
no one else was
true.
there.
Like, you bring up some obscure kid you knew in preschool, and you're like, no one knows who that is.
When a new comic goes, this is an inside joke, but listen. Take the time to give us the inside, then we don't get the joke. Oh my god! I will say this, dude. So you've been in it for over a year,
yeah.
And I've seen you get so much better.
Thank you, man.
And you've been fucking killing it lately, dude. Like, so funny.
Thank
and the
you.
shit.
It's nice to hear from people I respect, you know, because there's a handful of comics I respect. Are like, you know, I'm
really,
yeah.
And I'm in that handful.
You're in it,
Cut
man.
me, dude. That's nice,
Kevin. You've done some shit with your life, man. That was
a long time ago, dude. Now I'm eating shit with everybody else. But no, dude, funny. You have one of the funniest stories I ever heard in my entire life. And if you don't want to tell it, don't.
I can tell it.
Dude,
I want to hear it.
How did this come up? We were sitting outside of the club just talking.
Right.
And I asked you, what did I brought it out of you somehow.
I think you asked me, what's one story you were too afraid to talk about on stage, or something like that.
Like, what's a story you want to tell on stage that you haven't yet?
Yeah.
Or something. Like, what's something crazy that's happened to you that you don't tell on stage?
Yeah, and this was, for some reason, my go-to story.
And it was fucking awesome. And I want you, if you're going to do it in your act, then don't do it.
It'll be good practice. Here's the thing.
Because look, when you do it on stage, it is different than just telling it. You tell the story, you tell the story. On stage, you have to cut it. You have to put in bits and pieces.
Jokes, yeah.
But dude, oh my god, I've only heard it once, and I'm so excited if you're going to
I've only talked about it on stage one time, and it's kind of a long story, so I've had to work on it in pieces, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but God, it's good. It's so funny, Nance.
Tell me.
All right.
Unless you already know.
No, I don't know.
Are you the chick?
No.
Is that how you guys know each other?
Story of my own. I'm going to tell my story next.
Okay.
No, then tell your story now.
No. I was kidding.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not the other half of the story. It's my story.
I'm so excited, guys. Turn it up. Listen, everybody listen. Turn it up.
Okay. November of 2008. Weird time in the world, you know? Obama just got elected president.
Yeah, right.
You know?
7 years after 9/11.
Yeah, you know, weird things are happening. I had just graduated high school that year, but I was a virgin still, and
don't look at him so surprised, Nance.
I'm more surprised about graduating high school 2008. I'm like doing math in my head. Fuck,
that's kind of recent.
I went to my 10-year fucking player.
Oh shit! That was the year before our 10-year reunion. Oh, I didn't go.
Why not? You just don't want to see people from high school?
No, I look way different from when I graduated high school.
Everyone
I don't
did.
want people to.
Everyone
No, they don't. Everybody looks the same. Anyway,
they probably all have mullets now. Whatever.
No, they don't.
That'd be cool.
So during high school, my senior year, there was this one girl that I really wanted to, you know, I don't know, get in a relationship with. She kind of strung me along or whatever, but I was like in love with this girl, and basically nothing happened. And I had turned down some opportunities from other girls because I was.
Her?
Yeah, because I thought, I was like, if I'm going to lose my virginity, it's going to be to this girl. I was just a dumb
you don't think like
teenager.
that now.
I don't, no,
Good.
not at all.
Especially with hair like that.
So I basically graduated without anything happening with this girl and just kind of lost contact with her. And November 2008 rolls around. I'm still a virgin. And somehow someone told me about the casual encounter section on Craigslist.
Yes,
yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I had heard about it somehow, because people were talking about it.
Well, it's on Craigslist.
Yeah, well, I think it was relatively new at the time because I hadn't heard about it too much.
Yeah.
But someone told me about it, and
So loud. I can hear you peeing.
I'm so close.
In the other room.
I had to go pee. I hope everyone heard.
we all did. We did.
I'm so loud.
So the casual encounters section of Craigslist.
All right, here we go, Nance,
we
where
go.
you put all your ads on.
Woo.
We're getting into
See
it.
if he recognizes me from how I write. It was 9 a.m. on November 2008. I think I spot a virgin. Yep, it's definitely a virgin. So you answered my ad.
I answered your ad, and it was. I'm going to give nothing but compliments here since you're sitting here. No, I started browsing through this thing and
For fun?
yeah, for fun. I was like, what
Okay.
the hell's happening here? Like people are talking about this, so I might as well
Because
check
I've
it out.
done it.
Browse
For
through
fun.
it.
I've
For fun.
never I've never gone on and been like, all right, tonight's the night.
It never landed you
no.
on how to catch a predator.
Never. But I didn't even know about it until not too long ago. So I looked and I'm like, what kind of women are on this
They
thing?
get tossed off Tinder and they're on that.
First of all, 95% of them don't have a picture of themselves,
Oh, yeah.
which you know is disgusting
Well, in
already.
anything, Craigslist, you got to have a picture.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care what you are.
The
You're
other-
a couch, you're a woman. Picture.
I won't even look at the ad if there's not a picture.
I don't care what you're
Dude,
looking for.
The
No
other
picture, no
pictures
looking.
that I saw, they shouldn't have had a picture.
Right. Well, at least they were
it was
fun.
Like you
rough.
would have
They
been
were
had,
fun.
It was
you
rough.
would have had better luck if just not putting a picture up there.
Right. $1.
Price is right, my ass. All right.
So I start looking through a lot of these ads, and some of them are just like, "Hey, come over. I live at this address or whatever." And it's real
You're
weird.
the eighth one there.
Yeah.
There's 7 other guys standing at the
Like,
front
hey,
door.
better
Another
take it.
dude
Eat
already
your wings.
Better
inside.
take a number, dude. Jeez. But I start noticing that some of these ads have like this really weird way of wording things, like for half an hour, 100 roses. That's their fucking.
Right. Code.
Their,
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's their.
yeah.
That's their
You
witty.
live, you learn.
That's their witty way of getting around the legal system, I guess.
Okay.
Like if you put roses instead of
Dollars,
U.S. dollars or some shit. I don't know.
Totally looking on this when I get home.
What if you literally brought 100 roses? This costs
They think you're
$400.
That was one of my jokes for this act.
Oh,
But
was?
yeah, I was like, I bet there's some idiot who showed up with 100 roses. So like, are we gonna do this or what? Like, so
She's like, no, $100. Dude, these roses cost $500. What do I get for that? It's like, these roses are going to die in 3 days. You're about to die right now, bitch.
so I think I replied to a couple of these ads.
For fun.
Yeah, just for fun, just to see what I would get in response. And I get
Excuse me.
I get a reply in my email account from an ad I didn't even respond to, which was strange. So that should have been the first red flag.
The first was you going
Yeah.
to casual encounters.
Yeah.
The second is now getting spam from a prostitute.
Yeah, well, the thing is that there was a lot of spam on Craigslist even at that point. It was like they're just fake email addresses and stuff. It's really no one on the other end. But
Trustworthy hookers.
yeah.
They're not going to spam you. They're hookers.
The thing is, when I got this email, I was at my house with my best friend. He was there, and I just get this email, and I open it, and it's just this basically it's an ad, but it was sent directly to my email account, saying like, hey, if you wanna meet or something, it's 100 roses, or it was 120 roses for half an hour, and
Wow, that's a lot.
yeah, it is. I've since realized that that's not a very good price. I could get better for less. So the thing is, she actually attached a few pictures to this email, and I'm such a fucking idiot. I was so naive at the time that I didn't realize that they were clearly just Google images of like she typed in like hot chick and just like fucking
It says Maxim at the top. It's the cover of a magazine.
oh Maxim cover girl $120 that's not bad.
Getting someone to bring her roses.
This girl cannot have sex. I need to do my business
You need
for
to
her.
really help the community.
This cover girl in Maxim just is not getting laid.
But I didn't know that these were fake pictures, and I just like fucking nudged my friend. I was like, dude,
hold on, what if you did Google hot girl and it's
like-
those three, like the first pictures?
I was so dumb
Not
at the
even
time. I
same
would have been like,
girl.
this girl's internet famous. That's clearly it.
And that's why she's so lonely.
Yeah.
She looks so different in all three, but hot. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand. She needs to change her look
I like
for
her
this
in red
business.
hair. I like her in brown hair.
We're just like,
I even like her in black skin. Look at this girl.
I guess I would have just said like, I guess Maxim doesn't pay so well anymore because she has to resort to.
You need help.
Yeah.
You need to do your part.
The thing is, that was also, like I said, it was November, so it was getting near holiday season. So I was like, hey, people have fallen on hard times, I guess. I don't know.
Tis the
Yeah.
season.
Tis the season.
Think of any reason why that's legit.
Yeah. I see these.
It was March, the Christmas is coming up
break.
this year.
She
Yeah.
needed to save up for spring break.
So I kind of nudged my friend. I was like, dude, look at these fucking pictures, man. And he's like, whoa, she's really hot. Because he's a fucking idiot, too.
Was it the same girl in all the pictures at least?
Yeah.
Like they
yes.
looked at her face. Like, come on.
All right. Was it the same cup size in all the pictures
Yes.
at least? All right.
Yeah. They were at least all from the same photo shoot, I think. So my friend is like, yeah, she's really hot. And there was a phone number to call and everything. And I was like, well, I didn't have a car at the time. So this is where shit gets really desperate for me.
Yeah, you're going to make her dreams come true. I didn't have a car.
I'll be there anywhere from
but
3 to 4
she
hours, depending on the bus
was
ride.
Interesting.
I don't know what route they're taking. This
That
week.
would be the bottom rung of
She'll
society
win.
right there, is taking a bus to see a prostitute.
Wait,
No, it would be her to come see you.
Yeah.
on a bus.
It was 120 roses, but bus fare and everything. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to up that.
So the thing is, my friend, or she also left a time like, I'll be available from like 8 p.m. to 1 in the morning or something. So if you're going to call me between those times and we could maybe set something up. So
Still no red flags there.
no, looking back on it now, tons of them, but
She likes to sleep in till 8 p.m.
the thing is, at this
That's when
point,
she gets off her nursing job.
at this point, I've completely just let go of the fact that I'm actually thinking about paying for a hooker. Like, because I'm a
jumping through
For your first time.
Yeah, because I'm a virgin.
Girl
So many
you really
hoops to jump
liked.
through.
Yeah.
You're dissing other girls because you liked her. You gave up on her, and you're like, dude,
Yeah, like,
it's time to hook her up.
yeah. Because the thing is, those girls I did turn down, I guess, those offers were basically not on the table anymore. Like, most of them just ended up having boyfriends. So it's
Yeah,
like,
that happens.
that's not going to. This is,
They didn't
I guess,
work off the
this is my
roads
last
system.
resort, I guess.
Okay.
So she left a number, and I told my friend, because he had like this weird, he was seeing this girl at the time, and he was like, I kind of have a date
He's
tonight.
like, dude, I got that number in my phone. That's Jessica's number. What the fuck are you doing?
1-800.
What are you doing with my girlfriend?
We're going to have a serious talk later.
I know where we're going.
I'll drive you over there, and then I'm going to talk to her first.
Like, no, dude, let me go in first. You come in after. I'll
You both have
high-five
to
you.
schedule with her. Make it civil.
It's weird. She told me to show up after 8
She
o'clock.
always said she was busy between 8 and 1. I never got it. I always went over there, too.
Yeah, really, it works. if
She
you
was
think
always
about it.
exhausted.
So my friend said, like, I have to meet this girl later. I said, I'm kind of desperate right now. So
Admittal is the first thing.
would you mind if I gave you like $20? Would you give me a ride?
On top
To this
of the
girl's-
120.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have paid him in roses.
I should have. Yeah, I was like, I'll give you 20 roses.
Just went out and take a bougainvillea and throw it at him.
At this point, I don't think my friend caught on to the weird lingo they were using, so I probably could have just given him roses, and that would have been the end of it. But I asked him, I was like, can you give me a ride if I call this girl? And she says, yeah, come over. He said, yeah, I guess so. Like, he was, he didn't really want to do it, but I convinced him. We're best friends, so he was looking out for his boy, I guess.
Yeah.
So I called this number, and this girl was just like, yeah, we can meet up at 10 o'clock or whatever she said, and and she's like, we're good on they call it a donation too. They don't call it like.
Oh, it's even better. You should have never paid. It's donation, right? You got my Campbell's soup. It's non-perishable. I'm laughing at my own joke so hard.
Bring her a toy truck or something for the
Go on
tots.
a mile in her honor.
Try this out with a fire station on your way out tomorrow. Toys for tots.
So I call this girl, and she says, we're good on the donation, right? You understand what's happening here. And I said, yeah, it's fine. And she gave me the address.
You got attitude with her.
It's like, look here, whore. We're good. All right?
I'm a good guy.
We're good.
Yeah, it's you we're worried about.
So we confirmed it. And my friend said, all right, well, let's get ready to leave. And then we went to the bank to get these roses out of the ATM, the automatic rose machine.
I'd be so pissed if it came out with rose petals.
Yeah, when you go to the ATM and ask you what you're using the money for, if it says you're buying a prostitute, it just gives you roses.
What was it, Chris Rock, that says ATM should shut down?
Yeah, after a certain time.
Yeah, because anytime you take money out after from like 2 to 5 in the morning.
You're not doing anything productive with that money.
Yeah, it's nothing good.
So we go to the ATM and get this. Well, I had to get 140 out to give my buddy $20.
What a dick.
Yeah, he's using gas. It was,
don't give a shit,
like a
dude.
20-minute drive or something. And we get the money, and the entire drive there, I have a fucking panic attack.
As you should.
Because I'm starting to, it's going through my head all the possibilities of things I'm running into right now.
Like, she's actually a man.
She could be a
She's actually
dude.
a cop.
Yeah, law enforcement was a huge thing because, at the time, it was like, it's pathetic to pay a girl to have sex with you, but what's even more pathetic is getting arrested for paying a girl to have sex with you. I mean,
do you do that?
No, I don't.
Right.
Should I add it in there?
Dude,
Okay,
for sure.
And then also, I don't know if it had come out at the time, but there was shady people besides this girl on Craigslist who would say oh yeah, let's exchange this for that, and you show up there and it just happens to be 3 dudes waiting there to beat the shit out of you and take your money. That's happened to people. They go, say oh, I'll sell.
And you can't tell on them because everybody's being bad.
Yeah.
You can't tell the police.
Right. So all these possibilities are running through my head, and we get to the house, and everything in my head and my heart is just telling, I want to tell my friend, just let's fucking bail. Let's bail and get out of here. And I was like, no, let's see what happens here. But I did tell my friend as we were parked in front of the house, I was like, if you drop me off and you drive away and cops pull you over, just say you didn't know anything. You didn't know, because I don't want him to get in trouble. I don't want.
You paid him. He's part of it now.
Yeah, he's part of the transaction.
He accepted your money. Yeah. He's liable.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't want him to, because he's kind of an innocent in this whole thing. So I mean, he's not the one who needs to get laid. So let's leave him out of it. So I call the girl when we get in front of the house, and she's like, all right, just give me 2 minutes, and I'll be out there. I'm like, God damn it, 2 more minutes of just
anxiety.
Waiting. Yeah, and she finally opens the door. She just creaks the door open a little bit and kind of sticks her head out and just kind of waves me in. And I just kind of look over at my friend. I'm like, I guess this might be a goodbye for a while. Because I really thought I was getting arrested or
murdered, raped, arrested, but you were going to see what happens.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I told him, I was like, this is a half-hour thing. Go drive around for half an hour. I don't give a shit what you do. But the thing is, even if it were a couple guys and they're waiting to beat the shit out of me,
it's only half hour.
It's half an hour. A lot can happen in half an hour, though.
They're like, dude, hey, time's up.
Yeah.
We were going to beat the shit out anymore, but that half an hour's up.
Yeah.
Dude, get out of here, would
like
you?
The bell.
Yeah,
Good
but the
kid.
donation, leave it. Yeah. Leave the donation.
You paid for half hour ass beating. All right, next guy's got an hour. You want to see what we do to him?
Next time, read the ad better.
Yeah, fine print.
So I walk inside, and the girl was she was a redhead. The girl in the picture was a blonde. So already off the bat, I'm like, well, this is kind of fucking weird. And she was
weird.
Yeah.
This is the 19th red flag. And Joe's like, kind of weird.
But then my suspicions are starting to, grow stronger that like maybe this isn't even the girl from the picture. So how do I know that any of this is legit here? So
it's her stepmom.
Yeah.
Guys always, I'm going to stop you real quick. Okay. Guys always say, oh, it's not the girl from the picture. Oh, it's not her picture, blah, blah, blah. Girls aren't like, oh, you're the girl who has to have sex with you. She's not like, oh, well, you should have sent me a picture. But guys are like so critical of, ooh, the hookup from the picture.
Well, I feel like since I was throwing money down for this thing that I should.
Since you pay, okay.
I should be allowed to be more judgmental about it.
How many guys are out there like,
just
dude?
A person, you weren't thinking it was a service. Like a company.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got it.
It was an independent person, I guess. Okay. I don't know.
So that's what I
looked at it as.
Like an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a girl doing her own thing.
Okay. Innovator.
So this girl, she didn't. I mean, the body type was not the same. She wasn't. She wasn't gross looking. That sounds horrible to say.
Okay.
But she just wasn't the girl from the picture. So I was already like, I don't know what the fuck I'm about to walk into. But she took me into this bedroom, and she was like, all right, well, first things first, you need to pull down your pants because I need to know that you're not a cop.
Okay, so that made you feel better, right?
No, it made me feel like as soon as I pull my pants down that this shit's over. Like four guys from SWAT. I don't know why I thought SWAT was going to bust through the window.
You're the SWAT or you're not.
So yeah, I just thought like as soon as I unzip my pants and pull them down, I'm getting arrested. This is it. But let's see.
Perform under conditions like that.
We'll get to that. Right. I pull down my pants and just there's no easy way to say. I just kind of let it hang there. Yeah. And she was like, okay, well, where's the donation? I'm like, fuck, there's step 2 to this. Now I still might get arrested. So I go into my wallet and I show her the money and she's like, okay, great. Well, lay on the bed. And
we'll get you suited up.
Yeah.
They put you in like a Velcro outfit. They're like, you can jump on this wall. It's Velcro. It's so fun. Double dare. Family double dare. Look, your mom and dad are here. And your sister.
Yay.
Oh, I haven't seen you forever.
Family affair. So she just tells me to lay on the bed, and she gets naked, and she just starts giving me a blowjob.
For half an hour?
No.
Relax.
Yeah, relax, because I knew I was on a time limit here. So
we're all thinking it.
I was on a time limit, so I knew I had to get some work in this half hour. Had to get my money's worth because $120 is not for someone who makes the money I do. That's a lot of money. So she went to work. I guess this is technically work for her. So blew a load about like 5 minutes into it, and because that was the first blowjob I ever got. So I was like, this is fucking amazing. I'm gonna. At that point, I was like, I might.
Here's 240 rows. What do we got? What do we got?
I was like, I might want to.
You have 29 and a half minutes left.
I mean, at that point, I was like, I might want to hang out with this girl just like off the clock. Like this girl is awesome.
Love.
Yeah, I'm in love. And then
she felt the same way.
And she pulls out a condom, and then we have sex. And of course, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing because.
She's a professional.
She's a professional. Oh, actually, weird thing I left out before she started blowing me. She wanted to throw in the fact that she's only doing this because Christmas was coming up and she wanted to buy some toys for her kids.
Oh,
she wanted to throw that little gem in there.
Oh, no.
You're not completely enjoying yourself.
Well,
right?
just so I knew where the money was going because that's super important to me at that point.
She should have just said, look, no money. Here's the Christmas list. I'll mark it off as you guys keep coming. This is what I need. Yeah. Jesus.
So I have sex with this girl, and I don't know how long that took to get number 2 in. but I did it. Hooray for me. I was really diligent in getting some work in. So, and by the way, I didn't notice this until I started having sex with her, but she had a TV.
She was a dude.
It's like, there's an unmistakable penis here.
Didn't notice until I started having sex with her. It's a gigantic dick.
Like, whatever, I'm already here. I already paid.
You paid. Can't get your money
sir,
back.
are you in an anal?
Can't get your money back.
There was a TV on, and
White noise.
music choice, adult alternative music is playing in the background, so I'm listening to fucking Scott Stapp solo shit and just like what the
With arms wide open.
like what the hell is going on here? And got number 2 in, and she was like, all right, well, we got about 7 minutes left.
What do you want to do? Like what we just did again?
It's
cool, dude. It's cool.
Like, you want to play checkers or something? Or
Is that what she said?
No, that would have been great, though.
The perfect end to the perfect evening. Checkers.
I love checkers. How did you know? We're meant to be.
This is worth 120 roses by itself.
I forgot. I have 6 kids, though. Just kidding. They love checkers, too.
Wow.
So the last 7 minutes, one more blowjob for the road.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I averaged
3.5 hours?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. I told you, man, I had to really put my head down and really get going, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you're on a time
You
limit.
got your money's worth.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Isn't it the best story?
I'm not uncomfortable.
Story.
Don't worry. I'm not uncomfortable at all.
Good. I'm glad, because I told one girl this story because she.
It was her. I had to recap right before I left.
Like, remember when I walked in and you were like,
And we both took these pills. Don't worry,
realize
I'll
what
tell
you just
again.
did.
I told one girl that story, and she's like, wow, this is really fucking weird. I didn't know anything. I mean, now everyone's going to hear it, but I don't give a shit.
That's
Whatever.
okay.
No,
The
dude,
thing
who
is,
cares?
like, after it happened for like 2 or 3 years, I was super shameful about it because,
Oh,
you know,
no.
well, because
Hate
it's,
that.
like I said to me at the time, it was like, it's
It was
super.
buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel bad about that.
Oh, he walked out of the store. It was like, I shouldn't have bought that.
Damn it, man. Yeah.
Can I return this shit?
No.
It's like walking out of a strip club at like 2 PM. It's like,
Oh, in the
I
afternoon,
shouldn't
yeah, you
have.
should. Yeah.
Man, I
Just
feel
don't
like
eat the food.
I feel like such a degenerate, you know.
The food's good. It's actually way better than the strippers.
Yeah, the afternoon strippers, I bet the food's better.
Yeah, but I told one girl that story. She was like, "Yeah, that's fucking weird." But like I said, I was super shameful about it for a really long time, and now I don't really care.
No, dude, not at all.
It's a good
Not at all.
story.
But
It's a great story.
I called my friend after I was done. I was like, "I guess you can pick me up now," and he was like,
She's ready for you.
What did he do for that half hour?
he said he just drove around and like went to the Fry's down the street and just
And
fucking
hung out?
walked around. And,
Got some
Oh,
groceries today, I don't
Jesus.
know.
yeah, he was like, "Oh, I used your $20
Was this
already." So
pre-cell phone? He could have played Snake.
Snake.
So I got in the car, and the first thing he asked me was like, "So was it the girl from the picture?" And I was like, "Yeah,
dude,
it
it
was
was.
totally that same perfect 10 chick that we saw in the." I really did tell him this too. I was like, "Yeah, same girl, same exact girl, yeah."
Next night he's there, and he's like, "This is bullshit."
This is bullshit, man. Did you meet my friend Joe last
Well, he
night?
didn't blow
He's a
the whistle
fucking
on it
liar. You
either.
know that?
But if you say she can do what she can do, he probably didn't say anything. Yep, it was the girl. It was her 100%.
Well, if it's okay with me, it should be okay with him. So, yeah.
It's okay with her, too.
Yeah.
Oh
She's
my
not
God.
saying anything.
So I hope her kids got
I'm
nice
so
toys.
They
glad
wanted.
that you didn't get arrested. That's my favorite part of this whole story.
Yeah, me too. I was.
Hell yeah.
I'm not a jail guy. So.
No, jail's terrible. I wouldn't know, but it's
Yeah.
terrible.
I hear bad things.
Yeah. From hookers. I
So
hear bad
goddamn
things from
funny.
hookers.
So funny. We unfortunately we got to wrap it up. But dude, Joe, you're the fucking best.
Thank you.
I knew you would be. Your stories are great. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
January 15th.
January 15th at the Improv.
January 15th
And
at
wrestling
the Tempe
soon.
Improv. wrestling, wherever you can see
let
this
us
dude.
know when you're wrestling. and
Absolutely.
We'll shout you
Fuck
out for
yeah,
sure.
man, for
I'd
sure.
love to see. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know.
For sure, dude.
Let everyone know.
Everybody, friend request him on Facebook because that's all he's got. But go to that show January 15th because I'm telling you, Salinas is a funny dude, man. He's coming into his own and hilarious. If this story didn't do it for you, then fuck off. You don't know comedy. Everybody, thank you guys for listening. Have a good week. Merry Christmas. We'll see y'all next week.
This has been another proud production of the Four-Eyed Radio Network. You want to see more shows, go check out www.foureyedradio.com, you winkers.